Hello, and welcome back to HunterTuned. Today we are working on a turbo EF hatch. It's a wagon, all-wheel drive, single-cam turbo car, and it's actually Dave, the guy that helped us out dig the hole for the concrete. So we are actually getting the car ready to get put on the dyno now, and Dave's just taking off the drive shaft because this car is all-wheel drive, and we're actually going to be tuning it on the dyno here, so we can't run all-wheel drive, obviously, with the single roller deal here. If we had another one of these dynos positioned right up here, we might be able to do all-wheel drive, but can't do that quite yet. So anyways, he's just pulling the drive shaft out of the thing, and I wanted to update you guys on the CRX a little bit too, because I went out the other day and I was messing with some stuff, and I actually got the car to work a little bit better. So the car was having some issues with the distributor wiring. There was actually some pins inside the plug that were like getting pushed out slightly when I would plug it in. So I'm thinking it had some little odd kind of half-ass connection going on at the distributor. So I fixed that, and then I went out and took the car out for a drive and noticed that it actually felt like kind of strong. It felt like it was making power how it should, kind of thing. Maybe a little bit down on power, but it wasn't like completely falling on its face anymore. So I'm thinking maybe the distributor had something to do with it, or my VTEC pins inside the head are like a little sticky. That's the only other thing I can maybe think of, is that the pins are a little bit sticky inside the head. So I changed the oil out for some Rotella, and I'm trying that out to see if that will also help, and I'm also redoing the whole exhaust on the car. So I had the this muffler on it. This is just like an OBX muffler, and I actually cut it open earlier and took all the guts out of it, because that muffler actually had I'll show you guys. The muffler actually had a bunch of insulation and packing inside of it, and it was pretty much just choking the whole exhaust right off. So like I said, I removed the packing out of the muffler, and then it sounded like complete crap, and I'm like, I gotta redo it. So now I'm redoing the exhaust with a different muffler on the back, so it doesn't sound as bad, because like I said, with the packing out of there, it was just like, it sounded like crap. So figured it would have sounded all right, but I guess not. So anyways, Dave's struggling over here with getting the drive shaft out. You got her? All right, so yeah, we're gonna get this thing pulled on the dyno, see what kind of issues we got to work out, and we'll kind of go over the setup here in a minute for you guys. Hey, look who showed up.
Hey,
what you got there, buddy?
a fucking good old fucking snail for the good old Y7 with no compression. We about to send that bitch.
Oh, okay. And then get blamed that we're the shitty tuner?
Oh, we're gonna check the compression first.
Yeah, we'll check the compression out, and T-Bag might boost the four-door sedan that he's got outside.
It ain't that bad. I felt worse.
Check the compression.
Oh yeah, fuck it. T25 on a single cam has got to be the most fun turbo like budget build you can do.
I want to make like.
So we'll do a video. We'll do a video on how to boost your single cam and have fun with it.
Yeah.
Because you need one of these turbos. You need a fucking dinky fucker. Right. So anyways, we got Dave's car up on the dyno now, and we actually disconnected the drive shaft, but unsure if we really needed to, because there's actually like a lever thingy-mabob. Fucking Dave knows more about it than I do, because I'm not really educated on the all-wheel drive stuff too good. But you want to tell the viewers kind of what there is back there for like a linkage deal that kind of disables the four-wheel drive?
It's kind of like a throw-out bearing over a shaft, like that comes out into the transfer case or whatever.
Okay.
So you basically just open this lever, and it disengages the transfer case from the rest of the tranny, and
yeah,
you lock it down in place, and
sure.
It's a two-wheel drive car.
Nice. So anyways, we disconnected the drive shaft because we were unsure if this would work or not. So we got the drive shaft disconnected, but now when we spin it on the dyno, it's only spinning the front wheels, and it's not engaging the back, and the output shaft on the transmission to the drive shaft is not actually spinning. Yeah. So we should be good to dyno it now in two-wheel drive. We will obviously verify some of this stuff on the road later to make sure that the tune is going to be good. Because sometimes the load might change a little bit if it's in four-wheel or two-wheel. But we're going to try and just get it knocked out on the dyno, and then he'll probably come back and get a tune-up later. He said he just wants to get it like running good and make some number, but not. He doesn't want to go like crazy right away, because this motor still has a Y8 crankshaft. If we want to give him a lowdown on the setup, it's just an Eagle rod setup.
No, P2P0.
P2PO rods and pistons, so it's a 9-to-1 or 9.5-to-1 bottom end.
Like, so it should be around 8.
Okay.
It's a
The custom length I think is around 9.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. So anyways, we got the bottom end built up with the Y8 crank. He put ACL bearings in it. The Y8 crank's a little sketchy at high RPM, so we're going to try to take it easy on it. He's got a fully built cylinder head with all Brian Crower stuff, and he's got a Brian Crower Stage 2 turbo cam in this thing, which is a really good one. I actually recommend these to a lot of people because they make these little single cams feel like a B series. So anyways, and the whole set H1C turbo, right?
It's the big H1C.
Big H1C turbo. So yeah, and then we got tile wastegate. We got max solenoid on the car for boost by gear stuff. So we'll try to maybe do the boost control through the solenoid there. We got RC1200s, an adjustable regulator. He's got all new fuel lines on the car. We got Skunk 2 Pro Series manifold with a 70 mil or 70 mil throttle body. And yeah, the only thing I don't like about EFs is there's no fucking room up here, and you always got to take out that damn fucking hood support thing. Yep. So you got to put hood pins in, or your radiator is going to be all like janked, fucking crooked. You know, that's just how these EFs are. They're kind of limited on space in the engine bay. But anyways, we're going to get this thing strapped down onto the Dyna, and we're going to let her bark. Oh, by the way, we fixed some issues before we even got it on the dyno. So Dave actually had a couple codes on the computer here, and it actually ended up being a CYP sensor code, which is exactly what I was doing with the CRX the other day, and his was a lot easier of a fix than mine was. We just pulled the plug off of here, and I was verifying the wiring coming out of the cap here to make sure that the CYP sensor was orange and white, because sometimes, you know, if you mix match distributors and harnesses and stuff like that, some of the aftermarket distributors and stuff like that will actually have different wiring colors than some of the stuff that's online says. So if you have, you know, say an aftermarket distributor, sometimes the wires don't line up. So I was making sure what colors were the CYP, chased him back through this little jumper harness he's got here, and one of the pins in the jumper harness was bent over. So all we did was bend that little pin back, plug it back in, and now the code is gone. So that was a pretty easy fix. And then he had an O2 sensor code, which we disabled on the Honda. And now we're probably just going to get some cruising tuned on it, and then
Blow it up.
And then probably just blow it up.
Put her to the moon.
Pepsi.
All right, guys, so we started tuning on the car. We got it all strapped down on the dyno, and we had a few little problems. It was the car was actually getting a little bit warm, so we had to override the cooling fan on the Honda. That wasn't set up on the tune, so I had to engage the fan on the Honda. And then it was still getting a little bit hot, so we added a second fan blowing at the radiator here, and now we got the temperatures under control. And I went to tune cruising a little bit to kind of get the car to cruise good, air fuel wise, and we could not get it to cruise good. So like the air fuel would kind of dance around and it wouldn't stay consistent. And I checked TPS and I calibrated the TPS, and that was good. So the next step was the fuel pressure, because these are RC1200s. So some of these bigger injectors like to run at a lower pressure for cruising, so they cruise smoother. But it wasn't jerking or bucking or anything like that. It was literally just kind of dancing around all over the place with the air fuel. And we found the culprit. It was the map sensor. So we had an Omni Power 4-bar on this car, and it must be like cracked or something on the inside of it, or something's just not right with the map sensor, because it wouldn't read below like 13, 14 vacuum here on the log. We're looking at negative 14. That's the lowest it would go. And when you're cruising, you go anywhere from like negative 20 to negative 10. And if you can only go negative 14 for the lowest setting, it's not going to go far enough back on the map in order to get the air fuel to smoothen out. So the air fuel would either be good at 10% throttle or 5% throttle, but not 5 and 10, because the map would move back and forth, but the map sensor wouldn't actually change cells because the sensor itself, like I said, wasn't bottoming out as far as it should have. Should have went to negative 20, was only going to negative 14, so we're swapping it out. We tried it another Honda 4-bar, and that one was perfect. It went down to negative 22 like it should. And yeah, so we can't give him the 4-bar because it was off Michael's car, so we're actually just throwing a stock one on it for now, and we're just going to tune it on low boost because he just wants this thing to run good for now. So we're going to go for some big jam later. He's going to come back, but it's already getting a little bit late, and we've been messing with it for a little while. So we're just going to get it tuned up pretty good on the stock sensor, and we dropped something in the dyno.
There goes a screw.
There goes a screw.
10 pounds would be pretty fun though. In this.
Oh yeah, with the cam and stuff, dude, it'll be a lot of fun. But anyways, we'll see what kind of numbers it lays down on the 10 pounds here. That's probably what we're going to tune it on. Do you know what wastegate spring's in it?
I don't. It's
okay.
I tried looking up like what the color sizes were and shit
Yeah.
for it, but there's a couple of different brands. It's a smaller one, I know that. So.
Okay, so hopefully we don't overrun the map sensor here, but we're just going to tune it on the stock sensor, and then he's got a couple sensors at home, but not with him, so. Alrighty guys, so we ended up getting the car tuned on 10 pounds of boost, and we didn't really film a whole lot of it, but I got a lot of it tuned kind of off camera, and we did the, let's see here, what did we make? We made a peak of where the fuck did it go here? 238 horsepower, and I think one of the better pulls we made 248, so it depending on where the fueling was. The richer pull made 238, and then the fuel dialed in made like 250 horsepower on 10 pounds of boost. And like I said, that's with that whole set turbo, fairly low boost, and a Brian Crower stage 2 cam. But we're gonna just kind of rip it on the street, make sure everything feels good there, because I want to make sure that the tune isn't like too off or whatever, comparing, you know, front wheel to rear wheel drive. I haven't really played with all wheel drive stuff, so I want to make sure the load isn't going to change or anything like that coming off of the dyno. So we got the cruising and everything mint, though. I'm not really worried about cruising changing at all. Mainly just curious to see like if the car makes more boost or less boost, or it runs leaner or runs richer. Instead, now that the four-wheel drive is going to be hooked back up. But Dave is super happy. We got the map sensor issue sorted out, and we have everything good to go. Michael actually sold him his 4-bar. So Michael's actually parting out a bunch of stuff on his car because he dropped a valve. So he's selling...
You haven't seen it, have they?
What, the valve?
All of it.
Oh, no. Ooh, look at that mint-ass head.
Oh, yeah, it looks good.
Brand new head. Look at that. That looks really nice, Michael. That's a nice head. Oh, wait. Dang, son. You dropped a valve. So, Michael, actually, it didn't drop a valve. It broke a valve.
It broke a valve.
It literally broke the valve.
Snap.
So that's like a kind of a weird scenario, but it definitely happens from time to time when you're coming out of the burnout box. Where the fuck did my other hood pin go? There it is. So Michael is parting this thing out, and where he's going to go B-Series, I think. He's going to try to save up some money and make some money to sell some of this stuff and go B-Series. He's got like an Edelbrock Performer X intake manifold here for the D-Series. He's got a 70 mil throttle body on that thing. He's got a top mount manifold that he's selling. And I don't know the rest of the stuff that his car had on it. So he's going to post a lot of it on Facebook for sale, I think. So you going to post it on Facebook for sale? Okay. Yeah, so he's going to post a lot of that stuff on Facebook. So if any of you guys are interested, I'm sure he'll ship it to you guys if you guys want to buy anything off of his car. But yeah, so anyways, Dave's just hooking the drive shaft back up. Car's making good power. Cam looks like it wants to keep climbing, but we kind of got, I want to let out of it around 7,000 because, you know.
You can't rule out this option.
Why a crank?
Garbage wire crank.
Oh, is this K-Series option?
Oh, this is a K-Series option. I need a place to put this. Yep. This is an option too. Because I already have a block.
You do, but you don't have a transmission or anything.
No.
Would you just run a stock engine?
I don't know.
I You could probably
I
make
got a
500.
year. How long do you think? How much money do you think I could save in a year?
I don't know. The only thing that sucks is mounts and axles and shit.
Yeah, and over like 500, you can't run a stock case of your strands.
Yeah, they break.
Yeah.
Fucking glass. That's the thing. B series stuff you can run to like 700
Yeah.
for transmissions.
I mean, K-Series motors stock go
Can 500. Yeah. Yeah, the motor would probably outlive the transmission. But anyways, we'll pick up here in a minute, guys. We got a surprise coming, I think, this week too. Might be getting rid of the hatch.
Oh, reunited?
Yeah, we're reuniting with the car, hopefully very soon.
Only
Reuniting.
OGs will know.
Yeah, no, I don't even think the fucker was on a video ever.
Yeah,
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
All right, guys, so here we are. This is with that whole set H1C, right? The big one.
Yep.
And we just drove the car on the street, and everything seems to be kind of right where it was on the dyno for air fuels and stuff. So dyno's loading good, and the car makes some pretty good power. 10 pounds of boost, like I said, 250 horsepower. It's not like breaking the world records or nothing like that, but it does drive really good and comes into boost good. Like it's a whole new car now compared to before, you know. So, but it is a little bit late now, so he's gonna probably just fiddle with some stuff on the tune, and he wants to learn a little bit more. But yeah, it is almost like 1 a.m. now, so we're gonna get going, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, hopefully this thing will be back and we'll be making 400.
Soon.
400's coming soon.
Needs some suspension.
Yeah, it definitely needs another reason we didn't go crazy on the boost too is because like the car needs some rear suspension stuff you were saying.
And brakes and suspension.
Yeah, brakes. Like the brakes go all the way to the floor.
It needs quite a bit of work. Yeah.
And when we were on the street too, like when we do a pull, something was rubbing in the front. So I don't know exactly what was going on with it, but like I said, runs and drives way better. Pretty good outcome.
Yeah.
We fixed that distributor thing. We fixed the map sensor.
That's what I was trying to think.
Yep. So now she's code free and cruising down the road. So. Anyways, big shout out to Dave for helping us get the dyno hole cut here. That was a whole day's worth of work that Dave came up and helped us with. So I repaid the favor today and helped him out with some tuning. And yeah, hopefully we'll do some more concrete cutting later and fucking more tuning.
Yeah,
So,
There you go, Dave. I sent you your face with my finger.
so anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and have a great night and a better tomorrow. We will see you later.
And push your stuff to the limit so it blows up.